Hi, I'm Dr. Ben Newman, and I am a coronavirus researcher. Next question is from MK, and when it's an MK question, you know it's a good one. Let's go. So here we go. Congratulations on the new job. Hey, thanks very much. That's very nice of you. This report sounds very wild, and it links to a something on PubMed, which I think is published, and it's an older paper from I believe 2004. Um, so it's talking about in-nose devices that would prevent viruses from coming in. And so the question starts, cotton balls in the nostrils to stop transfer of virus? I don't know if I could breathe through them. And I think that's not exactly what they're talking about in the paper, but that is very much the gist of what they are talking about in the paper. So yeah, you can wear a mask over your mouth and nose. And that's good, I think, because it covers both the mouth and nose, which are the two holes in the head where the virus can come in, where air comes in and out all the time because we're alive. Yeah. Um, yeah, you could put these little nasal plugs up there. It sounds uncomfortable, yeah, at the very least. And you would still have to make sure that you had a really good seal around the edge of anything that you would put in there. So something like, yeah, jamming cotton up there would probably work, but would probably be really hard to breathe, which I think you have correctly picked up. Yeah. Um, so thoughts, comments, suggestions? Oh, I got some. Yeah. Um, I think basically the question is this a good idea? Is this something we should be doing? There are a lot of things that would kill virus but are not necessarily good ideas. For example, if you were to breathe all your oxygen somehow through a hookah pipe, this little smoke in a bong, I guess, I don't know, yeah. I believe that would probably, the steam in there would probably sterilize most of the coronavirus. I think you'd probably be okay. I don't think that would be good for you long term. I think you would burn up all your lung cells with all that hot steam going in there. And I think generally the side effects would be much worse than the effect you're trying to prevent, which is, yeah, catching any particular virus. So, yeah, just I wouldn't. Could it serve as an extra layer of protection if you could breathe through it? Yes, in the same way that like the second mask over or under your mask helps, which yeah. I think part of why the second mask helps is that if you have a bigger like cloth mask, it'll push down. A lot of people wear the surgical mask is the word I could not find there for a minute. And they'll wear it kind of on the bridge here or with a big pocket where you could actually get your fingers in right there. And having a second mask over that will actually boop, sort of lock it down on the face so that it does what it's supposed to do. I think it probably just, in addition to filtering a little more, would increase air resistance probably and just make a better seal in general. Um, yeah, is it necessary? I don't know that it's totally necessary. It's not a bad thing, definitely. And I think if you could find these in-nose little, yeah, whatever, protectors, I think those wouldn't be bad in addition to a mask, but I don't think you would want to wear them instead of a mask. And yeah, the question says obviously, if you switch to mouth breathing, like because it's hard to breathe through your nose with stuff jammed up it, then it would be useless. And yeah, totally right. Yeah. I think people would like to have a little thing jammed up there, but then they'd walk around with their mouths open, breathing that way, and it'd be comfortable, but it would be zero protection because the virus would just come in the big hole instead of the two little holes. And yeah, that is not any better for you. That is not how we win. Yeah. So fine. So that's where it is, and always happy to help. And the last part is, isn't it cool that after all these years, your career choice is suddenly a really big deal? Yeah, that's kind of neat. I don't know. Won't last forever. I think 5 years from now, say I work on coronaviruses, and people will say, "What?" Like after SARS one, it was like a huge deal at the time, and then it's just crickets. So that's gonna be fine. I'm gonna sleep better, and it's gonna be just fine. For now, I'll try and do what we can. So thanks very much. Very good question again. And this has been Ask Dr. Ben.